Hello, great ones. Welcome to the Live and Be Great podcast. I'm your host, Latanya Sampson McDonald. I am a life coach and a registered marriage and family therapist associate. And this podcast was created to motivate, educate, and inspire all to live and be great. On today's episode, I want to talk about the importance of being authentically you. Okay, so I might end up repeating some of the things that I said last season when it came to keeping up with the Joneses, okay? When we talked about social media and how, listen, people show you what they feel like showing you, and it ain't always the truth, okay? But there's another level to it, and the seriousness of it, okay? A lot of people talk about when it comes to their professions and what they're doing in every aspect of their life. A lot of people talk about there's a thing called imposter syndrome. And basically, you're judging yourself, you're second guessing everything that you do when it comes to your gifts, your talents, your profession, whatever it is. You feel like you're an imposter, like you're faking it, right? But some people are actually faking it, right? And it's not okay, all right? And we have to be accountable for that. And one of the motivating factors is that you have to realize people care a lot about what other people think of them. They really do. It's human nature to want to present yourself in a certain way. But the problem is when it's not really you, okay? That is dangerous. That is dangerous to you and everyone around you. And you don't have to do that, okay? You don't. And of course, y'all already know what's going to help you not do that is by being accountable for who you are when it comes to healing, right? There's a lot of us just going through the motions and trying to pretend like things don't affect us. So we fall into the toxic behaviors, addiction, we fall into depression, suicidality, the anger, resistance. Like, you just fall into so many different horrible, dangerous categories when you are not yourself, right? One of the things that made me think about this topic was, okay, so your first area of, I would say, or is it a category? I'm not sure how to phrase it, but your family, right? They're usually the first ones that you get a notion for how you're basically being perceived. And you can either take that or not take it. It could affect you or you could push against it, right? Either or. Sometimes people do a little bit of both. And when it comes to, I would say, maybe that sibling or that uncle, that aunt, that parent that always has something to say, okay? And say you want a career in art. I think I've done this example before, but I need to do it again, okay? Say you want a career in art And you got the negative Nancy that's like, no, that's not really a career, or whatever the case may be. But it's on your heart. But for some reason, not for some reason, but we know you haven't worked on yourself. There is a lack there of self-esteem, of self-confidence, right? Maybe even imposter syndrome when it comes to your art, even though you already have the proof that you're great at it. But for some reason, this one person you have decided to give your attention to, right? You can say, all right, well, maybe I should switch. You might give in. Okay. And say, well, say they said, well, maybe you should join the military, or why don't you get a real job and work here, work there? Say you do that. And I've seen people do that. And guess what? Okay. That same negative Nancy still got something to say. Okay. They still have something to say. So, guys, it is so important. It is so important that you do the work, that you stay accountable for being who you are. If it's on your heart and it's your passion, and you find yourself often succumbing to what other people think about you, and like, if you already doubt yourself, it's going to be easy for someone else to come in there and basically make that doubt even bigger, especially if they catch you at the right time. I'm talking about when the applause stop, okay? And you're like, okay, what am I going to do my next project? And sometimes we just, it's so easy to forget the greatness. Or when they talk about how social media, like, everybody can comment on something, and the one negative comment is the one we focus our attention on, right? Because it's human nature for some reason to think that everybody is going to love you. It's not true, okay? Some people will not like you, and that is okay. But we focused on that one comment, and that if you're not strong in who you are, if you have not done the work, yeah, it can tank careers, it can tank lives. And guess what? Guess what? Whose fault is that? It's not the person that was negative towards you. It's you. It truly is you. So we have this phrase in therapy where we say that the client is the expert on their lives, right? And you may say to yourself, well, I don't know who I am, right? It's not necessarily about you knowing, it's about you remembering, right? Not necessarily I need to go find myself. I need to remember who I am. And how I do that is through my journey, through recounting my story and healing, okay? Because you have a life full of experiences that impacted you. And therein lies the truth of who you are. And if you find yourself not being able to be accountable for who you are, accountable for the things that you do, constantly blaming other people, right? Not to say that people don't do stuff to you, because they do, right? But the common denominator is always going to be you. You also play a role in what happens to you, what you do with it, and how you heal from it. And if you heal from it. Because if you don't, you'll often be lost, right? You'll often be performing and pretending to be something that you are not, which is deceptive. Okay? If you have a hard time facing yourself, definitely it's going to be extremely easy for you to pick an archetype and just run with that and hope nobody sees you. Right? Just like the little boy who pretended to be a doctor and got away with it. Right? It's people doing that every day naturally and don't even realize that they're doing it. I mean, yes, okay, when you decide to fraud somebody, there are people that decide to fraud somebody, but the people who lack accountability and can't see what they may be doing wrong are often just going through the motions and haven't really tapped in to the truth of who they can be, right? The true happiness. It's I'm just going to do things that look good and that sound good. Listen, there are therapists that don't care about nothing you saying. All right. I'm gonna just be honest with you guys. This is how far it can go. Therapist, your job is to listen, be engaged, give empathy and guidance. All right. You got people in the chair that don't even care, that don't have the empathy, being therapists, right? And a lot of them fall into it based off of their own trauma, but they have good intentions going in, but aren't really willing to do the work on themselves to be a good therapist. But not even just that, everybody don't have to be a therapist. It could not be for you. But because you won't face you, because you won't be accountable for your own healing, because you refuse to do the thing that you're asking your clients to do, and that it just looks good on paper, right? It's a facade. It's not real. It's fake. And it will catch up to you. Okay? It will. Like, I know everybody in customer service. Like, if you, that ain't on your heart and you on that phone every day, that's going to be a very draining job. It really is, because that ain't you. Okay, the 911 operators, the young lady that got in trouble for hanging up on people, that ain't her ministry. It ain't. She wasn't being authentically her. She wasn't. Okay, and that's on her. And you would end up doing stuff that don't fulfill you. You would end up being in relationships. Okay, voice cut off. Wake up some days trying to figure out why you here. Some people go as far as, and people do this every day, having kids that they don't want. And wondering why they can't connect, wondering why they're so frustrated or why they don't get along, and carrying that resentment because you didn't listen to your first mind, which there are things in place. There are things in place that you feel as though the scariest thing is to be judged, right? A lot of us are bred that way. There's a lot of things in place to do that. Religion is the biggest thing that's there to do that, to where you feel judged, you feel like you can't be yourself, and you feel dirty, you feel like you're going to hell if you decide to think outside the box and act on it, right? There's a lot of things, okay, that's meshed into the trauma and the forces that push you into just getting up and putting on a brave face when you know it's not you. There's so many things. But we can't do that. Okay, I'm telling you now, if nobody's ever told you this, be you. Okay? Be you. Sit down with a therapist, sit down with a life coach, right? And talk to them about who you are. What are your goals? What are your aspirations? And why? Okay? And if you with a good one, if you with a good therapist, if you with a good life coach, either one, if you're with a good one, okay, they're not going to let you just pump out I just want to be a good person. They're not. Like, there has to be some passion. Like, I'll start. Okay, Tanya, Why did you become a therapist? Oh my goodness. Listen, from day one, I was always trying to figure out why somebody did something versus the action. I wanted a deeper understanding. If something hurt me, I never took it as, okay, I'm just going to react based off the hurt. I want to know, is your intention to hurt me? And what happened to you? And I've been like that since I was a little girl. Also, my nephew that has autism. For years, nobody would listen to me. That something was off. They still have a hard time, even though he's been tested and everything for his disability, been to treatment centers and everything, even outside after I got my degree. Okay. Like, being a voice for that little black boy that I love so dearly that wasn't being understood, that led me there. In my family, okay? Understanding that the family is the foundation. All right? The family is the foundation to your development, and what happens there determines how you're going to be in this world. And I saw it within my own family, and I wanted to help. I wanted to use my gifts to help people. Okay? And every single time I get a tear, every single time I make a breakthrough, my heart smiles and I'm in awe that I would be chosen to walk through this journey with this person that, oh my goodness, will affect the rest of their lives based off of what I say and what I do. And I love it. That's why I'm a therapist. It fills my heart. It fills my soul. I feel good. I'm so pumped and energized every time I talk to a client. Every time. And I'm honored. I'm honored to do that for people, all types of people, to share my gift that comes so easily for me. I love it, and I'm blessed to have it. So listen. If that ain't your answer, if your answer don't go deep like that based off of what you trying to do, you ain't being authentically you. And it's time you face yourself and stop being fake. It's time. So y'all already know, like, I'm going to have even more stories for the Patreon that goes more in depth and is less politically correct for this topic. All right. But if this is where we end it when it comes to you and you not being a patron, right? Just want to take this conversation for what it is. Listen, if you taking a selfie right now, you not happy, and you're like, man, I need to post the real, okay? It's just don't post. Don't post. Like, who cares? Don't post. Right? Stop getting up there and being fake. If that ain't you, if that ain't how you feel, be honest about that. Okay? Be honest. I promise you, it's way easier than faking it. It really is, because the faking it is always going to catch up with you, especially with this new wave of mental health. Okay, what I see in the future is the real. I really do. If more people take care of their mental health, starting with the professionals, okay? But if more people take care of their mental health, I feel like we'll have a better world. Like, because people won't be trying to put on this facade and putting others in danger based off of trying to keep up with their storyline. I think that's the truth. I really, truly, honestly do. Right? Like, I was a part of it. Like, you guys, what did I tell you? Whoever listened to season 1, I'd be gone. I had refused to get up and be on podcast and produce content when I just wasn't feeling it. For what? Like, I can't live my life that way. I gotta be truthful. I gotta be honest. Yes, there's things that, hey, you should keep to yourself. I'm not saying you gotta run and be naked every time so people can see all parts of you. You don't have to do that. But don't go out of your way to fake things. Even within the home, like parents, if you're not feeling good, take care of yourself. Please do. Go see somebody. Talk about it. And make sure you're in a space where you feel safe to tell the truth about what you're feeling. I don't know if there's any young folks or whatever that are, teens or anything that listen to the show. I'm not sure. But regardless, parents, it's okay to be honest. It's okay to say, listen, I was not ready to have a child. It's okay to say, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know it all. It is okay. You will not die, I promise. You will be fine. All right? You will be fine. It will be so freeing. Find a space. I'm not saying that you have to tell your children that. But, until you're ready, it wouldn't hurt. Because telling your child your story does help them not run into the same issues it does, or be more prepared for certain things that may come up, right? If they can receive it at the time. But being honest, someplace, find somebody that you can be completely transparent and not care. And that's another thing, the judgment part. You have to work on who you are and truly using your story as a powerful staple in the world, right? Yes, there may be some shame there based off of choices you made or what you've been through, but I guarantee you, I need you, listen, I guarantee you can find pride in that. If you're honest, you're accountable, and you do the work to better yourself. You will. Because then, listen, everybody goes through things, and everybody goes through similar things, like they really do. And you can be that inspiration for someone that feels as though they're alone, right? You will meet them, and you'll meet them at the right time when you have done the work to forgive yourself, honor yourself, and be accountable for your healing, right? If you sitting in a marriage where you don't even like your partner, it's time to end it. You're not attracted to them. You just there because of the kids. Or, some people take it as far as, listen, I'm gay and I'm in a straight marriage. No, if that ain't you, it's not you. Okay? Don't drag other people into that lie. There's no need to. You will make it out okay. Right? You will heal generational curses by deciding that today I'm going to tell the truth and I'm going to be accountable. So, listen, I definitely wanted to go in depth, even more unfiltered on this topic. So, yes, please. When the Patreon is up, I want you guys to sign up for it. All right. I am probably going to finish setting that up this weekend, and I will come back and add the link to wherever this podcast is, so that you guys have access to it and can sign up for it. But I definitely want to go and give you guys some stories, some stories on how far this faking thing can go, like personal experience about this. And how I truly feel, especially about those in the same profession as me. Those on my Facebook, those close to me that I know. Won't release no names, okay? So don't expect that, but that I know, like, they unhappy and they just going through the motions. We can't do that. And I haven't cleared it completely, but I am clearing my space because I can no longer have that in my area because that puts me in danger. It really does. And one of the fakest things people do is pretend to love you. What makes it fake is that they don't love themselves. So they can't love you. They can't treat you right. You always got to be watching your back with them. Okay? So definitely. That's definitely one of the things that I for sure can't do no more. I can't. I want everybody that has access to me personally to be accountable for their stuff. I don't want no fake friends. You shouldn't either. And you shouldn't want to be a fake friend. Okay? It's unnecessary. And like I said, it's gonna catch up to you and put you and a lot of people around you in danger. All right? So again, I don't want to make the episode too long because I want something left over for the Patreon for you guys. So I don't have to be so candid on here. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the conversation. I would love to have an area of feedback for this. Please share the podcast, have conversations about it, whatever it is, do it. Okay? And I will see you, talk to you in 2 weeks. All right. The Live and Be Great podcast will be airing every other Friday. If you have truly enjoyed this podcast, thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for giving Live and Be Great a chance. Please feel free to share, like, give a review, subscribe on whichever platform that you're listening to right now on iTunes or Apple Podcast, Spotify, Anchor, as well as Google Play. The Live and Be Great podcast is strictly crowdfunded, so if you are interested in becoming a supporter, you can click the link in the description, or you can go to liveandbegreat.com and scroll to the bottom and donate to the Live and Be Great podcast today so I can continue to give you good and motivational content. Thank you all for listening, and don't forget to give yourself permission to live and be great.